Once desperate and nearly penniless, Princess Marina of Greece harboured dreams of becoming the Queen of England. For 7 years she pursued this ambition, coming close to capturing one admirer's heart, noting she was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. Even the famous society photographer Cecil Beaton fell in love with her, despite his preference for men. At the time, Marina was stateless, living in Paris and relying on handouts from friends and wealthy acquaintances like Laura Corrigan, the daughter of a Wisconsin lumberjack. Despite being exiled from Greece, Marina's family still saw themselves as unique. Her mother, Eleanor, believed they were destined for more incredible things and sent Marina to London to win over David, the Prince of Wales, who would later become King Edward VIII. Marina's resilience in the face of such adversity is truly inspiring. Princess Marina, born on December 13, 1906 in Athens, Greece, her father was the son of King George I and Queen Olga of Greece, while her mother was the daughter of Grand Duke Vladimir Alexandrovich and Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna of Russia. It made Marina a granddaughter of Christian IX of Denmark and Emperor Alexander II of Russia. Marina had two sisters, Princess Olga and Princess Elizabeth. Olga married Prince Paul of Yugoslavia, who later served as Prince Regent. Elizabeth married Karl Theodor, Count of Turin-Jettenbach. Notably, Marina's uncle was Prince Andrew of Greece and Denmark, making her and her sisters first cousins of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Marina spent her early years at Teitoi Palace in Greece, where she was raised in a devout and religious household, heavily influenced by her grandmother, Queen Olga. The family often travelled outside Greece, and Marina's first visit to Britain was in 1910, at the age of 3, following the death of her godfather, King Edward VII. During this visit she met her other godmother, Queen Mary, who showed Marina and her sisters much affection. When Marina was 11, her life changed dramatically. The Greek royal family was forced into exile after the monarchy was overthrown. They moved to Paris, and Marina spent much of her time then with the extended family across Europe. In 1927, when Marina was just 17, she set her sights on David, Prince of Wales, who was 33 then. Her brother-in-law spared no expense, renting a house in Chelsea's Cheyne Walk to serve as the base for her pursuit. However, things went differently than planned. By sheer luck, she encountered the prince at a dinner party he unexpectedly attended, and later ran into him again at nightclubs and the Ritz Hotel as the London season unfolded. Just as it seemed like her efforts were paying off, everything came crashing down at a costume ball hosted by the Duchess of Sutherland. David completely ignored her, leaving Marina's campaign back at square one. Disheartened and ready to return to Paris, Marina suddenly received an invitation to dine at the prince's apartments in St. James's Palace. An intermediary explained David's odd behaviour by saying he was attracted to her but wanted to avoid gossip. In reality, David was deeply involved in a passionate affair with Frida Dudley Ward, his mistress of 9 years, making any genuine interest in Marina highly unlikely. Marina eventually retreated to Paris, hoping for better luck the following season. Over the next few years, she returned to London each summer, hoping the prince was tired of his mistresses and chose her instead. However, as time passed, Marina remained unmarried despite being considered a significant catch. By May 1934, Marina was back in London, still chasing her royal dream. However, it was clear that she had missed her chance with David, especially when Wallis Simpson entered the picture. Undeterred, her sister Olga shifted focus to David's younger brother, Prince George, and to everyone's surprise, George expressed interest in visiting Marina that summer, setting the stage for a new and unexpected chapter in her life. They didn't know that George had been under growing pressure from his parents, Queen Mary and King George V, to settle down. His past had been filled with reckless behaviour, and he was now under orders to clean up his act. After a failed attempt to propose to Lady Anne Wood, George, perhaps out of desperation, remembered Marina. He flew to Slovenia, where the family was staying, and within 4 days, despite barely knowing each other, Marina and George were engaged. The sisters might have continued pursuing David, knowing he couldn't marry an American divorcee, but their efforts seemed futile. Shifting focus, Marina hoped Prince George might visit that summer, though he had yet to mention it again. To prepare, she went to a French spa to lose weight. 4 months later, a surprising telegram arrived on Olga's desk. George would be coming in a week. The family was shocked. In 1932, Princess Marina met Prince George, later the Duke of Kent, in London. They were second cousins through their shared ancestor, Christian IX of Denmark. The engagement was announced in August 1934, and Prince George was made Duke of Kent on October 9th the same year. The couple were married on November 29, 1934, at Westminster Abbey in a grand ceremony, a pivotal moment that would change the course of Marina's life. This wedding was significant, as it had been over 11 years since the last central royal wedding, Prince Albert, Duke of York, and Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon. The ceremony was historic, as it was the first royal wedding broadcast by wireless, allowing people locally and internationally to listen in. Loudspeakers were also set up outside the Abbey for the public. Following the Westminster Abbey ceremony, a Greek Orthodox ceremony was held in the private chapel at Buckingham Palace, which was temporarily converted into an Orthodox chapel for the occasion. This wedding marked the most recent instance of a princess from another royal family marrying into the British royal family. The Duke and Duchess of Kent made their first home at 3 Belgrave Square near Buckingham Palace. Marina became a patron of several organisations, including the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson Hospital, the Women's Hospital Fund, and the Central School of Speech and Drama. She actively contributed to these organisations, using her position to raise awareness and funds for their causes, and she continued to support them throughout her life. She developed a close relationship with her mother-in-law, Queen Mary, often spending time together while her husband was away on royal duties. The couple had 3 children. Their eldest, Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, was born in 1935 and later married Catherine Worsley. Their daughter, Princess Alexandra, was born in 1936 and went on to marry the Honourable Angus Ogilvie. Their youngest son, Prince Michael of Kent, was born in 1942 and married Baroness Marie Christine von Reibnitz. Tragically, the Duke of Kent was killed in a plane crash in 1942 while serving with the Royal Air Force. During World War II, Marina trained as a nurse under the pseudonym Sister Kay and joined the Civil Nurse Reserve. In 1957, the Duchess attended Ghana's independence celebrations on behalf of the Queen, marking the Gold Coast transition to becoming a sovereign nation. A few years later, in 1960, she was honoured with a place in the International Best Dressed List Hall of Fame, acknowledging her impeccable sense of style. By 1964, Princess Marina toured Australia and officially opened the Gladstone Bridge in Sydney. 2 years later, she represented the Queen again in Botswana and Lesotho at the independence celebrations. The primary public hospital in Botswana's capital has been named Princess Marina Hospital in her honour. She served as the Chancellor of the University of Kent at Canterbury from 1963 until her death. Princess Marina, aged 61, passed away from a brain tumour on August 27, 1968 at Kensington Palace. Remarkably, her funeral was notably the last royal ceremony attended by her brother-in-law, the former King Edward VIII, the very man who she had pursued in her early years. If you loved our video on Princess Marina, you won't want to miss this next one. Click on the screen now to explore the untold stories and hidden secrets of another fascinating figure with a story to tell. Get ready to uncover more historical gems and intriguing royal tales Your next adventure in history starts right here.